Welcome to episode 23, Sabah Part 2. We left Kota Kinabalu and headed towards Sandakan across the island. This road is a main artery. Not only is there a lot of traffic, but there's also a lot of trucks. Big mountain, Mount Kinabalu. At over 13,000 feet, it's the highest mountain in Malaysia. We stopped for a break, Kandusang. They told us we should visit the dairy farm. We've seen a few of those in our very interesting things. These characters were all waiting for visitors to come get their picture taken. We walked around the town square a bit. Saw some of the art. They take their selfies seriously here. Take your pick of the method. And even the driving range. The main reason we stopped here is to visit the War Memorial Garden. Honoring the prisoners of war who were kept here on Borneo during World War II. There's a garden honoring Australians. English, and those native to Borneo who also died. And we hit the road again, heading back down the mountain, getting closer to Sandakan. You could see all the palm that has replaced much of the jungle on Borneo. And the infamous road we had heard so much about. It was honestly one of the worst we'd ever been on. Solid 30 kilometers of construction. Then in Sandakan, we had dinner that night on top of a hotel downtown. Great views, good company. One of the reasons we came to Sandakan was to visit Sarawak. On one side, we came to visit the Orangutan Center. Among the goals at the center are to get the orangutans to no longer be afraid of the forest, to learn how to climb, learn how to find their own food, and to learn how to interact with other orangutans. These are 4 of the reasons that orangutans come to the center. There are no cages or fences at this center. several feeding stations for the orangutans. And it's not just the orangutans who come for the food, but also the macaques, who can be pretty aggressive. This mama decides it's time to go. In the outdoor nursery for adolescents, it's the humans who are in the cages. They have interesting interactions with some of the staff. And this young lady came to see what we were doing. It's hard to tell who was more interested in who. At the Sun Bear Conservation Center, right next door, we got to see where they rescue the Malaysian sun bear, which, like the orangutans, are native to Borneo. Borneo is one of the most biologically diverse places on Earth. Since 1970, 75% of Borneo was once covered by rainforests. But since 1973, 30% of those forests have disappeared, and with it, the habitat for orangutans and sun bears. We had a chance to meet the founder of the center, Dr. Wong Siote, and talk a little bit about his goals and hopes for the center and conservation on Borneo. Vicky got to sponsor this guy, Joe. We also visited the larger memorial in Sandakan and learned the stories we rarely heard in the U.S. of other countries and their sacrifice during World War II as well.
During the Second World War, Australian and British prisoners of war were imprisoned at Sandakan by the Japanese Army. The first prisoners arrived from Singapore to build a military airstrip in July of 1942, and by mid-1943, over 1,800 Australians and 750 British were at work. Harsh living and working conditions existed. The Japanese and Formosan guards became increasingly hard, and prisoner deaths increased through 1943 and 1944. The local people tried to help the defenseless prisoners, often defying the death threats of the Japanese. By 1945, the Japanese feared that the Allies would invade East Borneo. Consequently, 1,066 surviving prisoners were moved in a series of futile marches, 265 kilometers to the west. The 290 hospitalized prisoners left behind at Sandakan all died. Over 1,000 prisoners died on either the marches or at Ranu camp. Incredibly, 6 of the starving and emaciated prisoners escaped to survive and revealed the story of this tragic episode of the war. Only these 6 came home from the 2,500 prisoners at Sandakan.
We then took a little time to explore Sandakan and head up the hill to the English Tea House and Restaurant for a little high tea.
The streams are ever flowing.
The next morning, it was time to head back through the palm oil, the magnificent road, and over the mountains make a stop at Mount Kinabalu. And then back down into Kota Kinabalu for our last dinner in Sabah. Until after we masticated a little bit. What? How is it? Really, really good.
So hopefully you've enjoyed this episode of our time here. And what do we do?
Like and subscribe.
And please send us some comments. Tell us where else we should go. We're slowly checking things off our list. We've got 8 more months, 9 more
Something
months.
like that.
So, and I get a fair amount of time to travel. So let us know where else we should see in Southeast Asia and or Malaysia. We're really enjoying it so far.
Yeah, it's all good. Hit that notification bell and peace.
See you next time. Bye.
Bye.